Yesterday, we got an announcement about the first phase of the James Gunniverse, if we want to make this into an averse DCU, whatever. That's what they call things these days, the kids these days. And it was pretty underwhelming, to say the least. But we'll get into that, and we'll go through each project and just scratch our heads as to why he's making these, try to figure it out, because it's a bizarre lineup. Let's get into the news. My name is John Delarose. I am a #1 best-selling author and award-winning comic creator. This is my Flying Sparks. If you like the old DC universe, Batman, Batgirl, Superman, Supergirl, all that whole family that they kind of used to do through all their characters before they got a little weird. This will be the book for you. This is kind of post-crisis stuff when DC was really at its finest. Prior to this modern crop of writers, and we're trying to bring it back. We're trying to bring back old-fashioned good superhero storytelling. We did great over the last couple days. We just hit $12,000, so thank you very much for the support. And if you like comics, if you like superhero stories, if you like good character development, you're going to absolutely love Flying Sparks. So check this out. The link is in the description below, and it supports the channel, so we appreciate you guys backing our book. Thanks. All right, here it is. Every new DC movie under the slate of James Gunn. The first thing that starts off is Superman Legacy. Now, this one's not that bad in theory, because we know what happens when these guys get a hold of these properties. But it looks like from the previews that James Gunn was showing that they are going to be referencing Grant Morrison and Frank Quitely's All-Star Superman, which is a really good story. As long as they leave out all the gay Superman stuff, which I don't trust them to do, unfortunately, that might actually be okay. But speaking of gay Superman, a very odd choice here is the Authority. Now, the Authority is something that's like hailed by like comic aficionados as like one of those dark, edgy 90s stories. It's basically another Watchmen clone again. And it came out of Wildstorm, which DC then purchased later. So Warren Ellis really was the driving force behind that. But, you know, it's kind of got a gay Superman and Batman. That's probably why they're making it. I mean, they're not actually Superman and Batman. They're different names, but you know what I'm saying. The Brave and the Bold, Batman and his son Damian Wayne. Again, a Grant Morrison project. And you'll see a thread through here where it looks like James Gunn is choosing these projects because Grant Morrison wrote it or Tom King wrote it. And that's kind of a scary thing for the universe, because both those guys are more about like subverting superheroes than they are actually about making good superhero stuff. Now, Grant Morrison has done his work in the days, which some of it's okay. But, you know, he's not exactly, I'd say, like, you know, good film worthy. But The Brave and the Bold could be interesting. I kind of like this idea. I know a lot of people are saying they should use a different Robin in terms of their takes. But, you know, honestly, the Batman bringing in a little kid and, you know, doing his thing with the little kid is kind of weird in 2023. So I appreciate the fact that they use his son now. I mean, having the son take on the mantle is a little less weird, I gotta say. And it makes a little more sense. All right. Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. I mentioned Tom King. This is a very bizarre science fiction tale, which amounts to like True Grit in space. Now, that sounds pretty cool on the surface, but it presents Supergirl as like this like very moping, angry, PTSD like ridden sort of character, which is not very super, right? It's not part of the Superman mythos. It's not really what Supergirl stands for. So it really doesn't evoke the character as much as it was, you know, an okay story if it was any other character. So odd choice here to put that in there, but you know, lots of odd choices again. They're rebooting Swamp Thing also, which is very bizarre because they had a Swamp Thing on HBO Max or the DCU app, whatever it was before. It was a pretty good show, but it was canceled like really early on because there was just very little interest in the character. So now they're going to do it as a feature film and reboot it again? I don't know. Whatever. Now into the TV shows. For the TV shows, it looks like they're just using like tertiary characters and not really giving you anything exciting. Creature Commandos. I had to look up what Creature Commandos was. Waller, again, I had to look up what Waller was. These are characters that are like, huh? Normal people who watch films are going to be like, what the heck is this? I have no idea. Booster Gold, I know who Booster Gold is, but again, normies are not going to. Paradise Lost is going to be, and I'm skipping over the last one because I want to talk about that a little more in depth here. Paradise Lost is like a Wonder Woman like prequel where it's going to be like Amazon's like building their island. They're comparing it to Westeros. Sounds terrible. But whatever. Another strong female lead driven show for no reason. And then Lanterns, it looks like they're making Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart as buddy cops, buddy space cops. I like that as an idea. I don't trust them not to screw it up, but as an idea where they're walking around the country doing their thing, being all Lethal Weapon-like, but with Green Lantern powers, I could dig that. I hope it is actually that, because if they don't do that, they're missing a huge opportunity here. But a very underwhelming slate. I mean, the Lanterns really is the only thing I'm like, yes, that's cool. Another Superman reboot. I mean, if they really stick to All-Star Superman, could be okay. But beyond that, it's like, this is a weird list of properties. Like, what are they thinking? There's no really big like names that jump out or stories that are like, wow, that's an iconic story that I'm glad they're telling in film format. It's just a bunch of bizarre random properties that seem to be driven by Grant Morrison and Tom King. All right. Underwhelming, to say the least. What can you do? I don't see this going well. I see another big round of losses for DC Comics personally, and this is just phase 1, they say. Let's find out where it goes from there. What do you think about this? Are you underwhelmed by this slate? Are you even going to see any of these? Let me know which ones you'll see and which ones you're going to pass on. Leave a comment down below. Hit that like and subscribe button, and of course, check out Flying Sparks Ultralight Beams on Kickstarter right now. Thanks, guys.